Hello everyone and welcome to VMLogix LabManager Demo Series. My name is Jacob and David. I'm Director of Technical Services here at VMLogix, and today I'm going to show you how easy it is to use the VMLogix LabManager Automation. First, what is VMLogix Automation? In order to show you what automation is, I will log into LabManager. So in most VLA products out there, which VLA stands for Virtual Lab Automation, when you prefer to automation section of this word, automation relates to the process of automatically provisioning operating system from a template, and which LabManager could do easily. However, in order to be able to perform guest-related operations, such as installing software or running scripts or modifying any value on the running VM, you will need to use VMLogix operations. As you can see here, I switched into the role operations tab of this particular VM, and I have a palette of operators. Each operator provides a different function. For example, the ability to run a command on the VM at any point of time, or install a package from a pre-approved and configured packages installers. We have that for Linux or Windows, as well as the ability to connect to a shared folder. This is very useful, for example, for automation of build generation. For example, your build system generates and drops a new package of installer on a specific file share. For example, file share slash builds slash latest. So if you have builds located there, you can automatically configure LabManager to connect to that share and download to a specific folder, and then you can follow by a command line to install the bits you downloaded from this share. Additional components include the ability to reboot the VM at any point of time, upload files from any given directory from the VM into the LabManager server. This is extremely useful if, for example, you run a series of tests and you want to archive the results of the test and attach them as part of the job. You can upload them to the LabManager server, and they will be available in the history section of LabManager, even if the environment is no longer running. Also, you have the ability to capture a running machine as a new template. So, for example, you deployed a VM and you installed all the software you acquire on it, and you want to preserve it for the next series of tests. You can capture it and turn it into a new machine template. Furthermore, the ability to change the hostname of the VM. This is a unique operator only for Windows environments, which require a little bit more complicated than changing the hostname. For example, in Linux, you can use a command line to change the hostname. But with Windows, we created a specific hostname operator to change the hostname with Windows. And we have a list of environment change operators, ability to run any script on the VM. That could be a test script, SQL customization script, or regression script, and so forth. So there is no limitation on the script or the type or when to execute it. This is the synchronization process. This allows you to control across multiple machines and define when operator steps will be executed. For example, you want to run a series of tests from a client against a server only after the software of the server installation completed. You could do that by defining a sync point between multiple VMs in the same configuration. You can create pause between jobs by defining a sleep time between operators, or capture the state of the VM as a movie flash file. Furthermore, we have a built-in snapshot, unreverted snapshot capabilities. You can take up to 10 snapshot points in LabManager, and of course include and attach a description for each snapshot point. And when you need to revert to any of the snapshot points, for example, you executed a step that corrupted the VM, you can revert from the screen, as well as the ability to detach or attach a new CD to the VM from a list of library of ISOs, and finally the ability to join to a domain automatically. This could be a domain, a central domain that resides outside of the configuration, or you can include a domain controller template within the configuration, and even if your VMs were part of a port group when you started, the VMs will be attaching to domain automatically without any user interaction. And now I'm going to show you how easy it is to create packages. We'll start by going into the software package. I'm going to create a new software package, for example, for my Firefox. So I have Firefox version 3.6.3 available for Windows. And I'm going to upload the installer I have locally on my system to LabManager. Click Open and Next. And now you can see a progress bar and LabManager I uploaded the package to LabManager. Now all I need to do is to install this package, and that could be from every command line. For now, I know that Firefox command line installation prompt, and I'm going to put it in quotations since there is space in the middle, is ms. That's the operator to install Firefox in a silent, unattended mode. And I'm going to click Save. And there you have it. Just created a new Firefox installation on Windows. And now I'm going to show you how to create the same package but without using a static installer. This time I'm going to use Firefox and I'm going to grab it from a share I've created. So it's going to be Firefox and I'm going to just attach it as a share to know I'm using a share. I'm going to select No File and click Next. Now I'm going to use the shared folder command and use all the information that I have. So my server, this is the address, and this is the file name. I'm going to connect as administrator. And I'm going to download into a folder called Firefox. And now I'm going to follow up with the same command to install Firefox. So remember the command was the name of the exe followed by ms. So again, I'm going to put the command and there we go. Save it. And I've just created a link to download the installer from a share and then execute it using a command. Now, let's use these packages. So I'm going to take one of my existing configuration. This simple configuration will do. I'm going to edit it and go into the job. And all I need to do is start by clicking on Role Operations. And installing the software is simple as clicking on Software Install and selecting. So for the 2003, I'm going to use the regular installer. And clicking on the Windows XP, I'm going to do the same thing and select the share, the source from the share. And once I'm done, I can save it and deploy it, which I'll do right now. And now the job will create it. LabManager will deploy the VM, clone them, and once the OS will load and the guest agent, which I pre-installed already, on the VMs will communicate with the LabManager server, LabManager will show the progress bar of each VM. You can verify each role operation step-by-step progress by going into the role operation of each machine. And each role operation will have its own. So you can see LabManager will report exactly what it's doing. So let this job just to load, and once the OS will load, we'll see how the installation proceeds. Okay, back to the job. As you can see, I have both VMs loaded as part of my deployment of the job, and both are going to use a different installer. And you can see here that the LabManager is right now installing and downloading the packages from the two systems directly to the VMs. So LabManager will start downloading the package, and now it's executing in the background the installation of the Firefox. And within a couple of seconds, you will see that on my desktop, you'll have the icon for Firefox. And of course, that's what happened right now. So you can see here that even on the other system where I selected the share option, Firefox was installed. And let's see what Firefox did. So if I'll scroll into this machine folder, I should see a Firefox folder where I defined LabManager to download everything it finds. Although it downloaded multiple files, it downloaded the entire content of this folder. And by running the command to install Firefox, LabManager automated the process. And of course, this is just an example, a very simple example of LabManager automation. Installation could be done, for example, by mounting an ISO to the system and running a command to install software from an ISO, which is an alternate method. So hopefully I was able to show you how easy it is to use VMLogix LabManager Automation as part of a job configuration. So please tune to our future videos showing more advanced usage of VMLogix LabManager. So thank you very much for watching and looking forward to see you in our future videos.